With the NFL season set to begin this Thursday, it's the final chance for media outlets to get out their season previews. ESPN's Benjamin Solak made one such list, naming an X-Factor player for each team, i.e., the players who will make the biggest impact on their teams, whether it be positive or negative. It should be noted quarterbacks, rookies, and coaches were excluded from his list. For Pittsburgh, Solak's was left tackle Broderick Jones. The Pittsburgh Steelers traded up to select Jones in the 2023 NFL Draft. In college, Jones was a left tackle at Georgia and was a key part of their national championship victories in 2021 and 2022. Fast forward 2 years, and Jones is building off a strong preseason and finally getting his first shot at playing his traditional position in the NFL. Jones was shifted to right tackle for his first 2 seasons in the NFL, and adjusting to the position has not come easily for him. Over the first 2 years of his career, Jones has posted an overall PFF grade of 58.5. While it will be Jones's first professional season at his traditional position, this season is incredibly important for Jones and his future with the team. The film at right tackle was at times thrilling. He is a physically gifted player with dominant flashes in the running game, but often infuriating, filled with mental lapses and poor penalties. Solak wrote, Jones now flips to the left side to replace Moore, and a substantial leap in his pass protection is needed so Rodgers can deliver the final gasp of elite play the Steelers are hoping to draw from him. Jones is aware of the importance he holds to Pittsburgh's success this season. Pittsburgh's offensive line was very up and down last year, much like the rest of the offense. However, with plenty of new faces on the offensive side of the ball, things could take a turn for the better this season. Protect Aaron Rodgers and run the football, Jones told the media on Monday. We're going to uphold that standard. The Steelers as a team averaged 4.1 yards per carry last season, ranking them in the bottom half of the league, and gave up the 9th most sacks in the league with 49. While Jones is one of the most important players on Pittsburgh's roster this season, the offensive line as a whole will look to be a more cohesive unit in 2025 and support their new captain at quarterback. The New York Jets might have just received some good news ahead of their season opener. Pittsburgh Steelers All-Pro Cam Hayward delivered a cryptic response about his availability heading into Week 1. On his podcast, Not Just Football, Hayward was asked if he would be out there at MetLife Stadium to kick off the season. We will see, Hayward responded. Oh boy, #Steelers All-Pro DL Cam Hayward gave a cryptic response when asked if he will be on the field versus the #Jets in Week 1. We will see, flushed face. Hayward has been in a contract dispute with the team. Hayward threatened a potential holdout going into the season already. The Pittsburgh All-Pro hinted at a potential holdout extending into the regular season. There are definitely options out there that could reflect that, Hayward told ESPN's Brooke Pryor earlier this offseason when asked if he would be willing to miss games during the regular season. Hayward is in the middle of a contract dispute with the Steelers. On September 3, 2024, Hayward and Pittsburgh agreed to a 2-year, $29 million contract extension. Fast forward a few months, and Hayward is back at the table, seeking more money. That has created unrest among Steelers fans on social media. Hayward explained that during that negotiation last year, he warned the front office that he would be coming back to the table after an All-Pro season in 2024. I signed a contract last year, but to be completely honest with you, when I signed that, I told him that when I have an All-Pro year, expect me to come back and you can look at the contract and see what it was. But I think everybody kind of giggled a little bit, but in my head, I used it as motivation to go out there and prove it, Hayward told ESPN. Hayward's potential absence would be great news for the Jets. Even at the ripe age of 36, Hayward is still a game wrecker. This past season, Hayward was named a first-team All-Pro. He appeared in all 17 games and finished with 20 quarterback hits, 8 sacks, 11 pass deflections, 12 tackles for loss, and 71 tackles. Hayward is not only insanely productive, but he is also one of the top leaders on the squad. The former Ohio State product is a straw that stirs the drink, and without him, the Steelers are unquestionably a worse outfit. A potential Hayward absence could have a huge ripple effect on the outcome of the Jets-Steelers contest in Week 1. Early look at the Jets-Steelers betting lines. On Sunday, September 7th, the Jets will host the Steelers in Week 1 at MetLife Stadium. According to ESPN Bet, Pittsburgh is a 2.5-point favorite on the road against Gang Green. The ESPN FPI Football Power Index matchup predictor has the Steelers with a 58.6% advantage over the Jets. The Jets have lost 5 out of the last 8 contests to the Steelers. That includes the team's loss in the 2011 AFC Championship game. The Pittsburgh Steelers just cut their roster down to their initial 53 players, but they may not be done yet. Omar Khan explores every avenue to put the finishing touches on the roster, and he's already in the process of doing just that. The latest trade rumor makes perfect sense. On Wednesday morning, Andrew Filipponi of 93.7 The Fan reported that co-host Adam Crowley is hearing the Steelers checked in on a potential trade for Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver Jakobi Meyers. This may explain the trade rumors we heard surrounding Meyers in the hours leading up to the deadline. According to the report, Pittsburgh was the team that asked the Raiders if they would eat some money in a potential trade. Why is that not surprising? Though we can't verify the validity of this rumor, everyone would understand why the Steelers would be looking for wide receiver help. Calvin Austin III, who is expected to begin the season as the team's number 2 receiver, has been dealing with an injury that kept him out of the preseason, while second-year receiver Roman Wilson has played just 5 offensive snaps and is a wild card in terms of what Pittsburgh could be getting in 2025. Following the NFL roster deadline, the Raiders have more incentive than ever to trade Meyers, and the Steelers feel like the perfect partner. The Las Vegas Raiders could trade Jakobi Meyers to the Pittsburgh Steelers after signing Amari Cooper. The day before the NFL roster cutdown deadline, the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported that the Raiders were signing former Pro Bowl receiver Amari Cooper. Just before that, Jakobi Meyers requested a trade, perhaps because he was informed of the move. Now, Las Vegas has a cluster of options in the passing game. In addition to Cooper, we know the Raiders plan to feed budding superstar tight end Brock Bowers, and they drafted 2 rookie receivers they are high on, Jack Beck and Dante Thornton Jr., and don't forget that rookie phenom running back Ashton Janney is going to account for a significant chunk of the team's offensive touches. Meyers wants out, and, based on the latest trade rumor, the Steelers want the veteran wide receiver. Pittsburgh is set to have a dozen picks in the 2026 NFL Draft, and they have plenty of ammunition to poach Meyers away if the Raiders are willing to trade him. On the Steelers, Meyers would give Aaron Rodgers another proven veteran in the passing game who could act as the number 2 wide receiver, while Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin compete for duties as the WR3. This trade would make sense for both teams on paper. So far, it doesn't sound like the Raiders are willing to eat money in Meyers' contract or send him packing, but that could change quickly if the right offer comes along.